There are certainly a lot of unanswered questions at this hour. We do know this is being investigated as a possible homicide. Well, we wanted to bring you a little bit closer. This is the back of the home. We are just moments away. Any moment now, Trump will be here to take that stage behind me. But I want you to see what we're looking at right now. This is where we are in the parking lot, and that tower and intersection is right here by this arrow, which means she ran this entire distance before getting help. Pennsylvania's gas tax going up again on Sunday, while you might be paying more at the pump before then. We know one person is dead, 3 others injured. Take a look. I'm going to step aside right now. This is a garage, and you can tell it is in pieces. In 2016, this part of the Heritage Rail Trail will begin reconstruction, and in 2017, more construction headed this way. We have passed so many fans at this point. We're getting things thrown at us like these Twizzlers, and of course, these 12-year-old boys have already eaten all of the Twizzlers on this bus. Now look, I'm telling you guys, we were at Redland. We saw a lot of ladies who were excited to see you. What do you have to say about that?
Bring it on.
We're going to take a look real quick and see how this jar is doing. And in just less than an hour, you can tell it has already started to pack on. I'm sure by the end of the night, it'll be pretty full. As Mayor Wasco's surveillance camera watched us, he ignored ours. We knocked, even rang the doorbell. Nothing. 1 hour later,
Samantha, you're really persistent, so I admire you for that.
Followed with a strong message.
And there's no checks and balances up there in that council. When I ran for council, I told the people, I will work with council, but I will not put up with their BS.
Members of West York Council are calling on Wasco to resign because of what they call several racist posts on his Facebook page. He told us this controversy is just a smokescreen to cover up what's, quote, really going on with the rest of council.
Now, the racist stuff, I admit, yeah, I did that. And I don't care what people label me as, but I will bring everything out. And there will be more resignations than mine, believe me.
But for Christina Allison, who never knew much about her neighbor across the street, looking out the window just became clearer.
I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but when you're in a public eye like that, you should not be posting that kind of stuff on social media at all.
Do you regret posting these things?
No, I don't. No, I don't. No. I'm not going to talk about the racial stuff. That is immaterial right now. End of story. You take your microphone.
Okay,
I'm done.
Well, what we're talking about here are babies. Babies born suffering from withdrawal symptoms from heroin and other opioids. A York County mother of 3 sharing her story to spare other newborns the pain she put hers through.
You put them down here.
Don't touch it tight.
3 girls, all under the age of 4.
She has a mind of her own. She's so strong-willed. She's basically me, just in a toddler form.
Penelope, Charlie, and Stella. Picture perfect, but their mom, admittedly flawed.
I basically prayed to die every single day because I couldn't get out, and I didn't know how to get out.
Not long ago, a much different looking Janelle walked this earth.
I woke up, I got high, and that was my life.
At 20 years old, working at a restaurant, she fell into the wrong crowd.
I knew it was wrong, but I always thought, like, I'm gonna be okay. I wasn't gonna get addicted. I was gonna be that one person who was gonna be okay.
First cocaine, then heroin. She tried rehab, it didn't work. Then she got pregnant.
And I overdosed. And at that point, that was the point where I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. So at that point, I went to a Suboxone doctor, and I never used it ever again.
A huge success, but it was too late. All 3 babies born suffering from withdrawal.
I literally thought that this was gonna be my life, and they were gonna take my kids from me, and that was gonna be the end of it.
Which brings us here to Pinnacle Health in Harrisburg.
It's always been there, but you're starting to hear about it a little bit more.
Neonatal abstinence syndrome, or NAS, caused when a pregnant woman takes opioids, causing the baby to experience withdrawal at birth.
They're very irritable, they're very uncomfortable. You can tell they're in pain.
Babies can end up hospitalized for 3 weeks, even 3 months. The tremors, sweating, stiffness, vomiting, constant crying that can't be mistaken.
This cry is very high-pitched. I mean, you can be 100 feet away and hear this cry. It's very unique. It almost sounds painful. Like you think the baby is actually getting some type of painful procedure.
Over the past 5 years, the number of newborns with NAS in the state has gone up. These numbers only reflect those covered by Medicaid, but it shows an increase of about 200 each year. Medical experts use a scale to see if a newborn needs treatment.
Each withdrawal symptom gets its own number, and then we add those numbers up to determine the severity of the withdrawal.
Most hospitals won't treat a baby unless they score consistently above an 8. So the data doesn't represent all babies with NAS, and it's not just opioids putting babies on the charts.
Some of the babies who are observed or have significant withdrawal, it'll be not because the mother is taking any kind of illegal medication, but she's being properly treated for a chronic condition.
She was just a couple hours old.
Janelle's babies withdrew from Suboxone, not heroin, an opioid blocker that suppresses cravings and the feeling of getting high. She calls this the best case scenario in a worst case situation.
There are many times for hours I'd go in there and I just had to look at her. I couldn't even hold her.
What she didn't know, there's plenty of help.
The way we really need to think about this is an illness. Okay, it's a disease, and putting people in jail for a disease is not going to help make that person get better at the end of the day.
No, you don't want that one?
Today, Janelle's girls are healthy, but she still feels guilty for making her babies suffer.
I'm their mom. I'm supposed to protect them. I'm not supposed to be the reason that they're sick. And at the end of the day, as long as I'm a good mom to them, then I've come out on top.
Can she go swimming?
Sure.
She needs to take.
There is a bill to create a task force to focus on the impact of the opioid crisis on pregnant women and babies, a large effort by the Center for Children's Justice. Janelle is still on Suboxone to this day. She says she hopes to eventually go off of it once her kids are a little bit older so she can deal with the withdrawal better. Working for you, I'm Samantha Galvez, ABC 27 News. The 4-acre light show begins here at the foot of Don Webb's driveway, but the real story began more than 25 years ago. Year long.
This is the other thing you have to do every night.
Retired York Area Regional Police Patrolman Don Webb,
without tripping over at wires,
spends his time
have a Merry Christmas
building this.
It's usually a one-man operation. He used to get to reap the benefits of Dad's work.
He was the inspiration.
I took him out to my workshop. He was 10 years old, and I said, I will do something that you will never forget your father.
But the memory is now for him.
He was killed in a car accident, and I was a little out of sorts, and I looked at my wife and I said, I don't know if I can do it this year.
He did, finding the strength deep down.
Putting up lights, you start thinking, and you think about the good things.
Seth's picture now on display for the thousands of cars that pass through each year.
Now it gives me the memories of my son instead of memories for him.
The lights kick on at 5 o'clock each night. You can drive on through as many times as you'd like until the first week of January. Working for you in York County, Samantha Galvez, ABC 27 News.